Welcome back, my fellow monkeys in bananas and pajamas, to Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania. Alrighty. We're in special modes now, and we just finished DX mode, so now we'll play the other ones with the certainty of having seen every possible level that could exist. So, now we're playing reverse mode, so instead of the goal being the finish, the goal is the start. And instead of the start being where you start from, it's now the finish. And you start with Branch, which is an interesting starting level, because you start from red goal. You don't start from blue goal here, you start from red goal, which is fascinating. So you kind of want the practice of dealing with red goal Branch first, before you try this. If you're not comfortable of doing red goal on Branch, this will be very difficult for you still. So you do want to practice your balance to clear this one. You can also jump down from red onto blue and then complete it that way if you want to. You can do that. Anyway, this is a DX level that I was mentioning before. You started from green. That was green goal back there. That's where you started from. So you got to complete this whole segment from green goal all the way back to the beginning. So as long as you get through the first two, essentially, it's really not that bad. It really isn't. It's pretty easy. But the important thing here is that if you haven't tried green goal on this in DX mode, I definitely suggest it before you try this, because it might get real difficult for you otherwise. Okay, next. Free throw, an interesting one, and you start from red goal's positioning. So, conceptually, you wanted that thing to throw you up, and you wanted to go in one of the hoops. Now you need to use this thing, but if you can get the bananas first if you want to. To get back to the beginning platform and try not to fall off when you're trying to do that. That's the only problem. So yeah, you essentially want to, you know, have the thing throw you up, and then just bounce essentially to the beginning platform. Because Super Monkey Ball 2 platforms are generally a little bit separated from the main stage. They're always just the starting point. So this is practice of you getting back to the starting point, if anything. Yeah. Alright, this one, again, you're starting from green position. So, if you've gotten green goal on this before, this should be pretty easy. But if you haven't, you might want to practice the first ring. It does get a lot easier after the first ring. But note that the red indicators aren't showing there for you because they're not built for reverse. You know, they only show you from the front, not from the other way. This is an actual modified level. So conceptually here, instead of, like, I don't know, just hopping into this and having the goal move and everything like that, you just have to follow the bumpers back and hit the goal, which is stationary instead of moving. And you want to do so before the bumpers start coming back towards you, because you have no way to escape. So you want to be careful about that. So it's a little bit weird.
Ready?
It's not. It doesn't feel like true reverse. I feel like they could have chosen a different level all the same. That one's just a bit of a weird choice. Alright, carpet. Similar logic. You're going to have to make your jumps to try and make this a little faster for yourself. That's really about the only way you're going to make this pretty quick. Because otherwise, that's unfortunate. Because otherwise the level's going to be very slow for you. In fact, you have to make this jump because it's the same jump you make in the expert stage. To finish the level, you just have to do it to get past this bit. And this jump is, like, kind of necessary because, yeah. This platform will go all the way to the edge here, but you can also jump early to just make it because you have the high ground. So you do want to try to make it as fast as possible, otherwise it's a little painful. This is also another interesting choice because this is basically the same level. This is basically the same level. There's no different strategy or anything like that. The only real difference is that the starting platform is really small and the ending platform is really large now. That's the only difference. Now that being said, I shouldn't have fallen out here because it's actually not a level you really should be falling out on, but that's because I wasn't careful. That's the only reason. That's just because I wasn't careful. You see, Gongon is a big man, so he requires more force to keep him on the stage. That's my excuse. Okay, punch seesaws. Again, starting from green. So be mindful of the fact that the green seesaw is very reactive to you, so it's a bit weird to start off with this at first. And yeah, you got a pretty large gap too that you have to cross. It's very important that you mind the gap. So the green seesaw is reactive. Make sure you mind the gap. The blue one should be a little easier for you to manage. Just don't fall behind. Simple as, really. So if you haven't done green on this one, do practice green before you try this one. Alright, checker. You're starting from red. This is where the red goal is. So be mindful of the fact that after you go out here, you want to go left ideally. You want to go on the left side. Because the left is a little easier than the right, because the right is where the green goal is, so it's slightly harder to navigate that area than the blue goal, which is over on the left side. Normally. But this level is one that might, you know, might be annoying. So just be mindful of where you are, where you're going, not to do anything too hasty like I did. And hopefully you'll be able to just do this fine. Honestly, this really does feel a lot harder than just doing it from the start. Because the start also has the fast method of hopefully jumping across to get to the red goal. It's probably a little bit weirder to do it from red goal area to back to the starting point. I imagine it's probably possible though. I just never really got that down. But I imagine it's probably possible. Imagine there's nothing wrong with that. I was trying to slow down and I still fell, bruh. We're not doing this. We're not doing this. Alright? You're gonna make me prefer chess over checkers, and I don't think that's supposed to make any sense. I know some people prefer chess over checkers because it's a more brainiac type of game than checkers ever would be, but checkers is supposed to be easier, so you're supposed to generally prefer it as a player, you know? I'm just trying to make it make sense, that's all. I'm just trying to make it make sense. That's all. I think I can just beeline it, yeah. I was afraid to just beeline it, but I should have the last couple times. It's alright. Nothing crazy. Alright, final level. It's Polar Large. It's the level you probably didn't want to see again. But yeah, Polar Large. And it's definitely harder going back than front, honestly. It really feels that way. Because you gotta do the annoying bit first. Definitely gotta do the annoying bit. And that's traversing this big area while also landing on the other side and making sure you're balancing and keeping up with everything. This is like your only other safe area to an extent. But you kind of want to, you know, keep moving because this platform does not like keep up with you or anything like that. So from here, you gotta try and take your chances, I guess. The last bit you have to do here, which is normally the first bit, and usually it's pretty easy to line up from the center, is honestly the hardest bit. That is very much the hardest bit. That is reverse mode, though. There were only 10 levels. They didn't have many good reverse ideas, I guess. And I guess they didn't want to draw on too many Super Monkey Ball 2 levels because of the concept of the fact that they have this beginning platform and that you jump into the main stage with like a small gap and everything like that in such a way that you can't really go back too much a lot of the time. So yeah, I guess they just didn't really have a lot of great ideas here. It would have been nice to see a couple more. It's the lightest mode compared to all the others. I think Dark Banana only has 8 stages? No, it has more than 9, 10. It has 10 as well. I don't remember how many Golden had. 10? Okay, so they kept the 10 motif with this, this, and this. There's a lot more here. There's 23 here because the original stage mode is based on modifications made to Banana Mania to make the experience a little bit easier for a lot of these levels. But original stage mode starts to mirror the original difficulty of the levels, so you get to appreciate what changes were made in Banana Mania in order to make the experience generally easier. But okay, that's reverse mode. Let's not talk too much. That's reverse mode. Come back for the next part. We're going to do the original stage mode. We're going to talk more about that then. See you then.